Yes then guys, welcome back to the channel. She's already laughing, she put me off. Bastard.
Start
Yes.
again.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Start again.
Yes then guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a spandific dozy, whatever word I said earlier, day. Today obviously I'm servicing my car. Not that one. I'm servicing the Scoop. Because a lot of people say it's quite hard. I'm going to prove it's not that hard. Right, so what is the first part in servicing the vehicle? Do you know, Law?
No.
Firstly, we start the engine, get the oil hot, so then it's easier to run out. So without further ado, let's piss some neighbours off. We're just going to let it run, warm up for a little while, so I'm going to figure out what to do next while I wait. Right, I believe a 19 fits on that. I'm going to triple check it via an 18. Make sure. Yeah, 18 is definitely too small, so it's a 19 socket on the sump. This is going to be a fun part because where I've got a low car and I'm nearly maxed out the jack already, I've got a freaking big container, so I'm going to have to try and crack the bolt and then hope that the oil doesn't come sloshing out all over the floor. So you probably can't see it, but it's up in this hole here, sort of right in the middle. There's a bolt, and it's a big shiny silver one. You might be able to see it from the other side, to be fair.
Ready?
Don't worry then. Right, so
I just got settled, yeah.
oh, there you go. That cracked it. And then I'm gonna get this. So once you crack it, it's usually like enough to do it by fingers tight. I've got gloves on because obviously where we've warmed up the engine, this is going to be hot oil, so you don't want to get that on your hands. So ideally you want to be trying to be quick about it. I'm feeling this is not going to be easy. And the other task is don't drop the fucking bolt into the bowl. Oh, like I fucking did, no. Oh, literally, what I said to not do, I fucking done. Yeah, that's fun. Right, well, we'll let the oil run out for now. I'm gonna go clean this oily bitch up, and I need to find a magnet, I guess, or just fish around for it. That's a nice wheel sound right there.
What have you done?
I thought the under tray would have to come off in the end for the oil filter, but luckily the hole next to where the sump plug is, there's another hole which you can get to the oil filter. The only thing is, I now need to find oil filter tooly gitty offy thingy or bobby. So father. Right, so I don't know how easy this is going to be, but I've got a tool for taking the oil filter off. But as I said, the access isn't great, so I'm hoping I don't have to take the whole under tray off just to do it. So I think I should be able to get it by hand. And this is where we will probably drop a bit more oil. So you want.
I've got a jigsaw, but not cordless.
Straight down your arm.
Yep. She's out there. That's probably ruined my lovely hoodie.
Yep.
You can get these off of my Instagram if you want one. Right. We're gonna pull that out now. Now that we chucked the filter now, I've got to try and find where the bolt's gone. Look at all that. Dirty bitch. Oh, I can hear it. There it is. There's the culprit. Little toad, little stubby boy. Right, that's one side now. And then put this back in, I suppose. So all the old, the new oil doesn't run out. So obviously put it in by hand first, the bolt, and then just nip it up with the ratchet. Don't do it up too tight, because otherwise you will just fuck the thread. But yeah, just sort of nip it up, maybe hand tighten in 90 degrees with the socket ratchet. About that's what you need. And then we got our first new part of the day. New oil filter. Looks like it's going to be a little one, which, as long as it does the job, it's fine. I mean, that one was longer, but as long as it fits, I suppose it'll be alright. I should have done this before. I'm just going to use some of this old oil to just lube up the seal on the new oil filter. That's what it was actually to do, so you have a nice seal. It's not too shitty. Gotta try and get this. Always just do this up by hand, and obviously once you get to full tightness, just tighten as much as you can by hand. Don't use any tools. I think they do recommend maybe some tools, but only like to a certain point. But again, you'll just knacker the thread if you do it too tight, so just by hand should be fine, unless you're a little weak thing, I suppose, but this will be enough. Try not to lay in the pool of oil that's under the floor. So usually you take the standard filter off and replace it, but obviously I've got a K&M filter off, so I'm going to take that off and just clean it up. I didn't put this on here, so I don't really know if this is how I take it off. I assume so. But yeah, obviously usually you just take the normal filter off and replace it. But being a performance K&N filter, all you need to do is clean them up. You don't need to, well, you can replace them if you want, but I'm not going to. Right, so I'm just using, that's a 4mm bit, and the spanner's just an 8mm on the other side. Not that it's going to be relevant to pretty much anyone on here, unless people run the same K&N filter on here. There is one missing, so I don't know what happened to that. I don't know if someone just couldn't get it in and just binned it, or I'm sure it's been fine for this long. I'll tell you what, I just thought of something easier though. Why don't I just disconnect that, put it straight off, and then I can take them all off a bit easier, can't I? See, up here thinking, down there for dancing, in the middle for partying, you know? Ooh, squeaky. I just love a squeak in the morning. Oh. There you go. That's going to be a lot easier to take off now, isn't it, and clean. The other reason I'm taking this off is because it's going to make it easier to actually get to the spark plugs as well, so 2 reasons for taking it off. Don't know if you can see that in there, but there's like a load of leaves and cracks in there, so
It's a bit dark.
socket in there, but because it's right against the bulkhead, because this is to get the this is to get the lead out first, but for some reason it's got a bolt on it. I don't really know why. I don't really know how to attack that. I've called in reinforcements because I needed something smaller to get into there because the other set was too big. I don't know whether to use either a longer socket, because that's a bit too close to the engine now. Hopefully that's all. It's all about trial and error with these things, you know. Shit! Come on guys, fucking go on. I can see it. Can I get to it? See? Good with my fingers, me. She ain't complain. Just when I dropped the fucking tools though. Right. After we drop the tool, we've got it loose at least anyway. So just gonna work that free. I suppose the thing now is to not do the same with the bolt. That's going to be worse if I drop the bolt. Just need to slow it down when it gets towards the end, I suppose.
That's what she said.
Oh, giggity. Right. I can feel it's near the end now.
Can feel it coming. Can feel the head.
How long is this bloody bolt? I thought it was near the end. It's still coming. Just when you think it's all over. It is now. Yeah. Oh my god. It just keeps going. It's never ending bolt. Now, there you go. Bloody hell, look at the size of it. No wonder why it took ages. So now that's off, we should be able to pull the lead out like so. I couldn't tell you which number that is because I don't know if it's 1, 2, 3, 4 or if it's 1 and 2 this side, 3 and 4 the other side. But also now we've taken that off, we can get our what do you call them, socket, you know, that one, spark plug socket. Yeah, spark plug. We can get our spark plug socket and get that out hopefully. Right, so you've got a 16mm spark plug socket on there, small extension. Get out our big boy ratchet, just make sure it's going the right way, because you don't want to do this up, otherwise you might cross thread it. There you go, she's a common. Date mechanics, they said, they're quick with their fingers, they said.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I know. There you go. She's coming. There you go. She's out. Doesn't look terrible. And apparently they say if you've got oil around here, it means your gasket's leaking, but I haven't got oil around there, so that's a win for today. Do you want a spark plug necklace at all? No? I think that'd be a new business venture actually. Might have to sell those. Subaru NGK spark plug necklaces. If you want one, give me a shout. But yeah, I got the NGKs. That's what came out. That's what's going back in. Brand new one. I suppose I should have compared them, make sure they look the same. I mean, it's got freaking long thread on it like the other one. They look pretty much the same, so we'll go with that. Huh? Nick. Right, slide that into our socket, and then you're going to want to ease it in. Again, be gentle with it, try and make sure you're getting it in straight and nice so it doesn't cross thread, because serious problems happen if that gets cross threaded. And then once this is done up, do it maybe 90 degrees with the ratchet. Again, not too tight. We don't need to go stupidly tight, it's not worth it. Just want to get it there before you go to the 90 degree bit. And then we just do reverse, put the coil back on, coil plug, and nip that up. And then we'll do the same for that one, and then the other side's going to be interesting because that looks like a light shaft to get to. Right, so to get to this other bank, as you can see, there's not a lot of space. So I don't know the best route, but I think take this battery out is the biggest thing that's in the way, give us the most amount of room. So I'm going to take the battery out, and then hopefully get to them. What's the one rule, or with taking batteries out? You know, red on first, off last. So you mean you have to disconnect it last, but reconnect it first, because otherwise you could give yourself a little shocky. So I'm just going to go do that now. Right, so obviously we're taking the old crappy oil out. The obvious thing to do is replenish it with a nice fresh oil. So this is always, I was going to say this one's always hard to get off, but it was actually loose, which isn't so bad for me. So I'm going to put that in there. I think it recommends these take about 4.5 litres of oil, but obviously there's usually a little bit of oil still in there, so don't just whack like all this in straight off the bat.
just do a fair amount, and then now and again just check it. Obviously do this on a flat surface if you can, because otherwise you're going to get an inaccurate reading and it might put too much oil in, because having too much oil is pretty much just as bad as having not enough oil in it, as the world knows about having not enough oil in it. Your engine goes a bit tappy. Luckily you didn't make your engine go boom boom, mate. I hate when they do these kind of lids. It just does you nothing, doesn't it? Because you can't take it off properly. So we're going to chug-a-lug a load of this in. That is good ASMR, that. So as I say, I'm just going to chuck a load of this in to start off with. What is actually making the noise? Is it the bottle? I'm a bit confused. But I won't chuck all this in just yet. I'll chuck a fair amount of it in and then check it in a little bit when I've had enough time for it to run down to the bottom of the sump, because obviously it has to get right down in the bottom of the sump. So how much are we up to now? Oh, we've only done about a couple litres so far. Easy on the relish. So I've got about 1.5 litres roughly left in this, because this is a 5 litre bottle, and like I say, it takes about 4.5. So I'll leave that to run down to the bottom for a bit, then I'll check it, and then pretty much just top it up until you're on the max line. Just if you're questioning the max line, it's a second dot there, that is your max line. The first dot is your minimum line, so quite obvious. So I'll just check that in a little bit once it's full up, and always wipe it with a rag every time you check it, so you get an accurate reading as well. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll let that do its thing. So now I've got the battery out, like so, and covers and all sorts. You can now obviously see them in there, so you just do the same as we did the other side. It's going to be interesting seeing how hard this is, because that looks tight for that second one back there and there, but yeah, let's see how we get on. Update on the oil situation. I didn't realise I brought a 4 litre bottle, not 5, so I had to put it all in because I put that first lot in, didn't even touch the bottom of the dipstick, so I put the rest in. Luckily I found a brand new bottle of the same oil, so yeah, not too bad. So I'm just going to keep, like I say, checking that and filling it up. Right, we have got the last spark plug out. This one was the 4th one down in the corner there, right? So I know a lot of you are going to ask, how the hell do you do this? It's impossible. Well, you know, I'm no special mechanic. I'm trained. Oh bollocks! I just dropped my glove. Oh, what a day. I'll work out how to get that later. Yeah, I'm not a special mechanic or anything. I've done race mechanics, so I'm trained, and I've never worked on a boxer engine before, especially never Subaru. So it's all a learning curve for me. So with this, obviously you just unbolt that as usual, and then you sort of wiggle it out and pull it out to about here. And mine's just up here out the way now, where my hand is. It's just sort of up there at the moment. So you just kind of wiggle it out. Now obviously, like I said, you have to take the battery out to get access to this bit, and then with the actual spark plug, obviously 16mm socket, spark plug socket, of course. Then I had to get one of the shortest things. Well, I was going to say I had, but that's what my dad had. A short, and it wobbles about, so it kind of gives you a bit of room to get into that. So you have to put the socket in first, then put this into the socket. You can kind of get them in together, but if you want it a bit easier, put the socket in separately. Then you can get a ratchet onto it, and then you just work away at it, but you can't use the ratchet the whole time because it gets too loose. Like, this ratchet just near enough spins, so it's kind of pointless doing it. And obviously you get against a wall. So what you have to do is then try and use your hands. So you go one hand down through here, one hand down through there, and just kind of use both hands to try and work it. Now in the long run, what you need is like this on the end of a short extension, because then you can just get a spanner on it. So if you're any like kind of engineer or anything, if there is a tool out there, then buy it. If not, get a short extension and then just grind it down to a size, and then get one of these ratchet spanners onto it, and then that would be the easiest way to do it. So that's what I've learned from this in the long run. So that's what I recommend, and I'm showing you it's not impossible. So now I'm going to put the other one back in and button it all back up and finish it. Right, so there you go. Oh, focus on it, focus on it. Oh, come on. You can maybe just about see it's not really focusing on it too well. Maybe if I put it on, there you go. It's near enough on the full line, like just a tiny bit below, so put a splash more and then we're good. Excuse me. So just cleaning this up, I obviously just stripped it all apart, some K&M filter to clean it. Look at all that, that's not even the half of it. I took out most of the leads, just in the main section and threw in the bin, like it was just chilling in there. Plus that was really black and sooty, and even now it's still coming out. I mean the water's running quite clean now, because if you do a couple goes with that and warm water, obviously dirt comes out, but all these little bits of leaves and stuff are still coming out. I thought it might be here all day.
Show us the brush.
I might have totaled that brush. Sorry mother, might have to get you another one. Who needs to clean their nails anyway? Oh, come on. If you cut your nails, you don't need to clean under them, right? So that's... Right, into the second-hand cupboard we go. E-I-E-I-O. Put that in there. And leave that to dry out. Right, so everything service-wise is all back together. As you can see, filter is back on. I have rechecked the oil to make sure it is like full, not over full, not under full, stuff like that. Now what I'm just doing is I need to change both front belts. This isn't part of the service, but I just need to do it anyway. So there was just a 10mm bolt on the top there and a 10mm nut on the side there. So then you just flip this up and then slide it forward. There is this clip that just slides in there as well, so you might have a bit of resistance just to pull it up. Pop that down. And then going about the belts, front belt, I believe you just loosen off the alternator from this bolt here, and then you can sort of loosen it off, take this belt off, and then this other belt, there's like this pulley here, so I think again you just loosen that off and then should hopefully be able to take that off. So let me try that now and report back. Right, I'm just going to start by spraying some penetrative fluid, as you do, onto the bolts. Like I say, give it best chance of being able to get them out without having any issues. So let that sink in for a little bit and then hopefully you should be able to undo it. So seeing as this is on a long adjuster bolt, we should just turn this and it should hopefully loosen. I mean, that feels loose now, so that hasn't actually moved though. Oh, unless I gotta do that one. There's one bolt under there, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I need to do that maybe instead of, because that's now loose, so that's not doing anything, so maybe this one. Right, I just thought before I actually take this off, I need to measure the adjustment, so I actually put it back right. So if you just line it up with, say, 5 centimeters, and then you just see where it flexes to, which is about 0.5 centimeter of flex. So yeah, you start it like there, push it down, it's about half. You can get proper tools to do that, but this is a cheap alternative way to do it. I've already loosened these two, so the top one there first,
and then this one under here, that's both 12mm. Then there's another one sort of just under here, again 12mm. I have to loosen that, and then I should be able to flex the alternator to remove that one. Just trying to get some penetrator fluid down to the bottom tensioner down there, because I need to do that after this one. Right, so oh god, that's tight. There you go. Right, that's loose. And then just keep making sure this one's loose enough. Then you should be able to flex the alternator, hopefully, he says. A bit more. And you can keep pushing it down until you can work this belt off. Right, so if we keep working this loose, pushing it down, and then if you keep working at this, hopefully it should come off, he says. It's like hanging on there by the last thread. Come on. Because the alternator isn't really moving anymore, so... Ah, there you go. There you go, first belt off. Right, to take the second one off, we need to, again, 12mm down on the bottom tensioner. Oh, there you go. And then hopefully we should just be able to get this one a bit loose. You don't need to take it all the way off, and then you should be able to adjust. So this top bolt here, again 12mm, you should just be able to loosen this off, and then this should just pull the pulley up, and then hopefully you can work this other belt loose. A lot of people just cut this off, but I don't know how you can just cut that off and not put it on back on properly. Surely you've always got to loosen it. Right, again, if you just keep working this loose and just playing with this, trying to pull it, as you can see, it's starting to come off now. There you go. And then that's our second bolt done. Oh, it's not a bolt, it's a belt. Jesus. Right, so because I've got the two belts, one is slightly thicker than the other, so I just measured it up, remembered which way round I took them off, and made sure to eye them up and get them in the same way. So this is the AC belt we're putting back on first. We took off last, put back on first, so hopefully we should just be able to work it around. I might start bottom first, and then just hopefully work it around here. You might have to fiddle with the adjuster again, just to get it sitting on there nicely. Oh, it's nearly flipping there. It's so close. There you go. There you go. That's the good stuff. Now, you just got to tighten the tensioner back up so it's not floppy like that. Right, so once again, this is tight. Obviously, we just tightened it using this until it's pretty tight to where it was. Then we can just nip up the bottom pulley now. Right, so that's all tightened up adjusted. That's perfect where it wants to be. So now we got to work the front belt back on. Right, after a lot of grunting and moving, we managed to get this belt on. We had to turn the power steering pump, just keep turning it and feeding the belt on, and eventually we managed to get it on. So both belts are on, and we can put the cover back on after we tightened everything up. So we tightened that back up here, and then obviously these two adjusters. And I measured it, so it's back to the same tolerance as it was before. And I did the start check, and it's all fine. So yeah, that's good. And that is the full service and belts all completed, all back together. Car's been driving lovely. As I said, the spark plugs on the right hand side, which I think was 2 and 4, or was it 3 and 4? I can't remember what I said now. They are awkward to get to, especially the back fourth one. So if you're amateur like me, be prepared, it's not going to be easy. If you know what you're doing, then great. It definitely helps with having the right tools and being experienced and know what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, obviously if you're unsure, I would say take it to a specialist, because it is quite a bit of a job. But I've done it all. It's all back together, it's all running lovely and better than ever. So if you did like this and want to see more builds on the Scoop, be sure to bosh the like button or the subscribe button to see more, and I'll see you all in a bizzle. Cheers and peace.
Horses run then.
I'm missing the alarm.
Huh?
I'm missing the alarm.
No, you're sleeping. You're sleeping.
Sleeping on the
Laying
top.
on it. Enough?